It is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today we are going to be doing another episode of our start, bench, and cut series in which you guys drop your 3 players. I tell you guys which one starts, which one gets benched, and then ultimately which one gets cut. Now, again, this is my personal opinion, so if you guys disagree, that is okay. You guys got to use the players you want, but I am going to give my opinion and insight on each and every one of these. And before we dive any further into that today, guys, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button as we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. My man Hoop always participates in these. He says Jokic, Alonzo, or Willis Reed at the 4. Now, I hate all of these cards, but I'm going to start Willis Reed, bench Alonzo, and cut Jokic. I just do not like Jokic at all. I mean, maybe Jokic is better than Alonzo. It just depends on that release. Oakland Steph here says Opal, Kazi, Dark Matter, Vince, or Opal, Scotty. Now, for me, this is a close one because I like each and every one of these cards. Now, if there's no extra badges added, this might surprise you guys, but I do love Kazi Russ. I'm going to start Kazi, bench Vince, and cut Scotty. Now, the reason I run Scotty is because mine has $40 favors. Base Scotty is still a card I love. I just prefer Kazi and Vince. Going for Brian here, he does say Bob, Nedelecki, Chris Bosh, or Souped Thon at the 4 on current gen. Now, I personally like Chris Bosh quite a bit more on next gen from what I've seen. I'm going to start Bob, bench Bosh, and cut Thon. Now, Bob and Bosh, that's one I'm still not for sure on, but I'm taking both of them over Thon. I got one for Black Star here, and look, if you just watched my center video, you'd know how I think of these. Start Kristaps, bench Kareem, cut Mutombo, in that order. Now, I know it's sad because you guys probably redeemed tokens for Mutombo, but he's not that top 2 good. Powering forward here for Chris, he says David Robinson, Alonzo, Mourning, Blake Griffin, easy for me. Start D-Rob, bench Blake, cut Alonzo on both gens. It's pretty easy. If you want to start Blake, do what you got to do, but D-Rob, Blake, Alonzo, that's my order. Get one from Rage in here. He says Jimmy, Melo, or Paul George. So if we're talking about the shooting guard position, I'm going to start Melo, bench Jimmy, cut Paul George. I've just never been a big Paul George fan in 2K, and that's not going to change today. Got one from Isaiah here. He says MJ, Luka, or D-Rose on current gen. Look, I know the D-Rose hype is alive, and it is well, but you got to start MJ, big gap, bench Luka, big cap, cut Derrick Rose. Going from Mako here. He says current Billy Owens, Kazi, or Dumas. Definitely start Kazi. I'm going to bench Dumas and cut Billy Owens. I don't mind Billy Owens. When it comes down to it, I don't think he's quite as good as the other guys. Next gen here for Levi, we'll do both next and current. I'm guessing this says small forward. He says Cedric, Zion, Jonathan Isaac. I'm starting Cedric, benching Zion, cutting Jonathan Isaac. But I do think it is extremely close. But between Zion and Jonathan Isaac, it's just tough because Jonathan Isaac is 6'11". Giddy, Cade, and MJ from my guy KJ here. If we're on next gen, I'm going to start MJ, bench, Giddy, cut Cade. If we're on current gen, same order. Start MJ, bench, Giddy, and cut Cade. Cutting him. Got one for Kobe here. He says Melo, Kazi, or Vince Carter. Start Melo, bench Kazi, cut Vince. I love Kazi, but he is not quite as good as Melo. Got a couple here from Specs, Bob, Blake, or Bosh. Start Bob, bench Bosh, cut Blake Griffin. Pretty easy in that order. On current gen at the 2, Melo, Albert King, or Kazi. If we're on current gen, I'm still going to start Carmelo Anthony. It is a not quite as big of an advantage. Start Melo, bench Kazi, cut Albert King. Maybe I'm just riding the Kazi wave, but I've had a lot of success with him lately. My team champ here says Hedo, Josh Smith, Posey. I'd be lying to say I really have used James Posey a ton, but just off of my guess, I'm going to start Josh Smith, bench Hedo, cut James Posey. Get one from Israel here. Says Albert Kaz or Diamond Quiet shooting guard. This one is extremely close and extremely interesting. I'm going to start Kazi just because I feel like you got to. I'm going to bench Kawhi and cut Albert. I don't have a problem with Albert. Now, I want you guys to be known. But when it comes down to it, I always lean Kawhi. Going from Wayne here at the shooting guard position, Giannis, Jimmy, or Melo. Now, if we're talking dark matter, Giannis, Jimmy, or Melo. On next gen, I would probably lean is start Melo, bench Giannis, cut Jimmy. On current gen, I'm going to start Giannis, bench Jimmy, and cut Melo. It's weird, but I don't think Melo is quite nearly as good on current gen. Small forward position, Josh Smith, Kawhi, Leonard, Diamond, or Billy Owens. Start Kawhi, bench Josh Smith, cut Billy Owens. Going from him here, he got 2 different ones. So Isaac, Giannis, or Jeremy Grant at the 3. So I'm going to start, if it's Dark Matter Giannis, start Giannis, bench Isaac, and cut Jeremy Grant. If it's Galaxy Opal Giannis, I'm going to start Isaac, bench Jeremy, and cut Giannis. Now at the 2, we got Vince, Jimmy, Melo, or Pippen. Oh, okay. So we got 4 guys here at the 2 on current gen. First, I got current gen. I'm going to start Jimmy, bench Vince, cut Melo, and cut Pippen. That's how it would be on current gen. On next gen, the way I'd go is start Melo, bench Jimmy, cut Vince, then cut Pippen. It's a lot there, but that's what I do. You'll get one from Danny here. We got our first LeBron sighting. He says Paul George, Carmelo, LeBron, small forward on current gen. Now, I don't love any of these cards at small forward on current gen. They're all better on next gen. But if I had to rank these cards right now, on current gen, it's really tough. I'd probably lean this way, though. Again, this is my personal opinion. I'd probably start Melo, bench Bron, and cut Paul George. But it's extremely close. Going for Boeing here, he says Opal Manu, Opal Oscar Robertson, or Opal Dwayne Wade. This is really tough because all 3 of these guys are solid. On both gens, this is my order though. Start Wade, bench Manu, cut Oscar. And you guys are going to say, Ty, you're sleeping on Oscar. And I might be, but that's just my order, and I'm sticking to it. Here we go from Premier. Now, this one is extremely good at the shooting guard position. I think we got 3 of the top, at least 5 shooting guards in the game right here. Cedric Maxwell, Melo, or Chris Mullin. On next gen, I'm starting Cedric, benching Melo, cutting Chris Mullin. On current gen, I'm going to start Cedric, bench Mullin, and cut Carmelo Anthony. Melo is so much better on next gen, and I do think he's a little bit better than Mullin on next gen. Small forward here, we get our first James Worthy sighting. He says Giannis, Isaac, or Worthy. I'm starting Giannis, benching Isaac, cutting Worthy. A lot of people love James Worthy. I just don't think he fits what I do. One from HK here, he says KD, Thon, or Melo at the 3. This one's really tough. KD and Melo, I think, are a step ahead of Thon. I do like Thon, but I do think KD and Melo are a step ahead. At the 3, I'm going to start KD, bench Melo, and cut Thon. Maybe on next gen, you got to lean Melo, but I think overall, KD, Melo, Thon in that order. My man Sebastian said this is a 4-way, so cut 2, Cincy, Jeremy Grant, Worthy, or Isaac. The 2 I'm going to cut are Jeremy Grant and Cincinnatus Powell. Again, I don't love James Worthy, but I do think he's quite a bit better than Grant and Cincy, and I like Jonathan Isaac quite a bit. Our first Levine sighting from my guy Tat, he says Giddey, Luka, or Levine. On next gen, start Luka, bench Giddey, cut Levine. On current gen, start Giddey, bench Levine, cut Luka. Another one for Kobe here, Caruso, Ja Morant, D-Wade. I don't like any of these guys. Start D-Wade, bench Caruso, cut Ja Morant. I lied. I actually do love Dwayne Wade. Rod here says need to drop one of D-Rob, Ewing, or Jokic, or maybe Blake. So how I'd rank all 4 of these cards, okay? D-Rob, Ewing, Jokic, Blake, okay? Start D-Rob, bench Ewing, cut Blake, cut Jokic. So long story short, cut Jokic. Got 2 here from PG, Mutombo, KP, and Artist. I'm starting KP, benching Mutombo, cutting Artist. Cedric, Mullin, and Giannis for shooting guard. I think I've already done this one. Start Cedric, bench Giannis, cut Mullin. Maybe I haven't done that, but that's what I do. Got our first Glenn Robinson sighting, Kazi, Glenn, or RJ Barrett at the 2. I'm gonna start Kazi, bench Glenn, cut RJ Barrett. I love RJ with everything I have. I just think Glenn has that slight advantage. A different one here, Ferry, Isaac, or MPJ. I'm personally gonna start Jonathan Isaac, bench Danny Ferry, and cut MPJ. A lot of people love MPJ. I just don't see it. Isaac is definitely ahead of the rest, though. Got one from B-Boy Paul. He says Opal, AD, Dark Matter, Giannis, and Dark Matter, Melo. I lean starting Giannis, benching Melo, cutting AD if we're talking at that small forward position. Going from Chase here, he says KG, Giannis, or KD. Now, I'm guessing it's the Opal Giannis. I don't know because KG can't play small forward. I don't know. Either way, though, I am personally, if it's Dark Matter KD, I'm going to start. It's tough because I don't know what is what. But if all these cards, if it's Dark Matters, I'm going to start Giannis, bench KD, and cut KG. You guys know I love my graphics. Luka, Giddey, D-Rose. In that order is what I'm doing on next gen. And on current gen, I'm going Giddey, Luka, D-Rose. Shout out to my man. Who was? Y'all should always just come up with graphics for me. I like graphics, man. I do. Going from 2 to a Denny here says Tatum, Cincy, or RJ Barrett at the 3. This is really extremely tough. For this time, I'm going to start RJ at the 3, I guess. Bench Tatum and cut Cincy. I don't love Cincy Powell, and it's that simple. He's only 6'7". Not as good as RJ Barrett. Got a good one from Adam here. One of the last ones. Chauncey, Giddey, Paul Arizin on current gen. Start Giddey, bench Paul Arizin, cut Chauncey. I like Chauncey though when he's an absolute cheese ball. Last one here from Best Kemp Player. He says Kareem, KP, or Bosh. Start KP, bench Kareem, and cut Chris Bosh. Although I do think extremely highly of Chris Bosh. Oh yeah, that is going to wrap it up for today's episode of our Start, Bench, and Cut series. If you guys are new to my channel, man, make sure y'all smash that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter. Stay up to date, guys. It is going to wrap it up. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.